It's like 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm awake. I slept a little while. This girl I like, she posted a TikTok and she looks hella good in her TikTok. And I'm stressing because she never be wearing like nice dresses around me or nothing like that. And I wanted to get her a dress, and she told me, she was like, "No, don't get me a dress." And I wanted, I pass by this boutique all the time, and I look at these dresses, and I'm like, "Wow, she'd look good in that. She look good in that." And I had money the other day to get one, but like, I don't know when I'm gonna see her, and I don't know. I'm just like, you know, I'm stressing a little bit. I'm a little stressed. Uh, uh, I put in a application for a construction company, and not an application, but I emailed this construction company. I saw these guys that were working on the pipeline the other day, and I went up to the guy. I was like, oh, you guys, I used to weld. I was like, I used to do iron work. I used to weld, and they're working on the pipe, and I'm like, you guys are like my heroes. You guys are working on pipe, and I was like, I was never in a union or anything like that. I never really made good money doing it, and I did construction for a while, and like, I see you guys, you're in the union and shit, and I was like, oh, you're like my heroes. So the guy was like, well, go on our website. He's like, go on our website and see if you could put an application in. So I didn't put an application in, but I sent them a letter, and so I don't know, maybe something will come of it. I'm 43 years old. I can't work like I could when I was in my 20s or in my 30s. Worked in my 20s a lot, not so much in my 30s. My 30s was like my 30s was fucking shit, you know. Like my 20s I worked a lot in my 20s, and in my 30s I was kind of sick, or like told I was sick, and it was just hard to find work, and I wasn't doing much in my 30s. Maybe I was skating. I don't even think I was skating a little bit, but I'm 40 already, you know, and I don't know where my 30s went, you know, and now I'm a pizza guy, and I just want to make some money, like growing up, my dad was, I look at my dad and I look at my mom, and like my dad growing up, I remember like I asked my dad, how much you make, and he's like 100,000 a year, you know, and he was a computer programmer, and I'm like, wow, I wanna grow up, I wanna make 100,000 a year, and my mom growing up, my mom was a nurse, and like I love computers. Growing up, my dad got me whatever he could to let me learn about computers. He got me whatever he could, and I had like one of the first personal computers. I had this computer you hooked up to the TV, and I would program it to create fractals. And I had this programming book, and in it was like a cookbook, but for programs to create fractals. And you follow the instructions, and you type it in the computer, and you make different fractals. And I love that book. And my mom seen my dad working, and like he never had time for his family. And my mom was like, I don't want my son doing this. And she took away my computer. She took away my computer book. I was young then. I was young. I was like 8 years old then, and I didn't understand it. And I'm talking to this guy today, the guy I work with, last night. He's like, Richie, you don't want to make money? He's like, about computers, he's like, I don't know. He's telling me I should get into computers and make some real money. And I don't, I don't know. I need fucking. I just wish I could make money. I just wish I could make money, man. I always, like, I'm frustrated. I just wanted, ever since, like, going to school, going to high school, like, I never wanted to go to high school. I wanted to make money. I never wanted to go to college. I wanted to make money. And I did whatever I could, and, like, all I wanted to do in high school was get a job. That's all I ever wanted to do was have a job and work and make money. And, like, I got these dead end jobs, and I'm thinking, like, going into these dead end jobs, I'm thinking, oh, this is gonna be great. I'm gonna come home with a paycheck. I'll get all the clothes I want. I'll get a car, and I'll get an apartment and, like, all this shit. And, like, you know, never had any of that, really. I had an apartment. I held down an apartment for a little while when I first had my kid. I lived with my kid and the mother, and we lived on an apartment on East 28th Street. It was a small basement apartment. It wasn't even like, I didn't like it. The my kid's mom was like, "Oh, this is good. Well, this is good." I hated it. I didn't like the apartment. I wanted something different. But I just want to make money. I want to make money. I went to school for that phlebotomy thing thinking, this is me going in the right direction. I'll be able to make some money doing this. And then at the end of the phlebotomy thing, like, you can't even find a job. Like, all the jobs for the phlebotomy, a lot of them are in Jersey. And a lot of the jobs for the phlebotomy thing, like, the labs, they want you to have 6 months of experience, and the hospitals, like, it's hard to get into a hospital. I worked for this Russian doctor for like 3 months, and after 3 months, they were just like, we got other people we want to train. We don't want you anymore, and it sucked, and but then from there I started working for Frank's Pizzeria, and, like, it's okay. Like, I make, like, don't get me wrong, like, I kind of, like, I like my job, but I want more money. I want more money. I'm not making the money I feel like I should be making. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, my friend Frank, I mean, my friend Frank's in, like, the same position I'm in, where he's 43 years old. He's a pizza delivery guy. But my friend Frank does, like, these other things where, like, he's making, like, he told me the other day he did this job with security cameras or something like that, and he made like $500 for doing the job. It took him like an hour to work. You know, I don't have any connections like that where I could do a job like that. You know what I mean? And it's hard, man. It's hard. I just, what I want. You know what I want. I want this girl that I like. I want this girl that I like. I want to give money to this girl that I like. But, and, like, everyone's telling me I'm a fool for that. And I don't know. I seen her in this dress and I'm totally jealous. It was cool at first, but now I'm just jealous. And I just want money to take care of her. I want money to take care of her.